Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gamestack Podcast right here on We Just Love Games Network. This is episode 208. Failure can be an option. This week in gaming, Ubisoft is refocusing its roadmap, which is corporate speak for "we canceled your childhood." London, Ontario is becoming a game dev hub for some reason. Sega Founder has left the server. Meanwhile, my backlog has achieved sentience and is actively disappointing me. We've got co-op games, moral dilemmas, video games being used to train pilots, a couple who got married because Friday the 13th, and stock numbers that mean absolutely nothing but will still emotionally affect the billionaires. There will also be community screenshots and stories, a Gamestack challenge, and much more. Joining me this evening, as always, is Raven's View. We are your hosts. Let's suffer productively. Hello, Raven. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I am warm and toasty.
You staying warm in this what do they call it? A polar vortex?
Polar vortex. My sister shared a online picture showing that on the western coast, the polar vortex is actually extending all the way down to Mexico.
Really? Well, I
So
wonder if Shalene is going to get some nasty weather. I know that Jess is in San Antonio, so she's going to be a little bit chilly.
Texas is getting it. Yep.
We are sitting at minus 29 with the wind chill. Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But honestly, anything after minus 25, you don't even count anymore. It's just too friggin' cold.
It's just too cold. I think at minus 40, the two thermometers meet.
Yes, the Celsius
same.
and Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody notices.
Nobody notices because at that point it's too much. Screens in cars are slow. You get the winding of the car when you start it up. Your windows freeze shut. That's the temperature where people go out and they take the cup of hot water and they throw it up in the air and take pictures of it. Or people will wet their pants and then they'll hang them out and they'll just be like frozen solid. Anyways, how was your week? It's Friday.
It was a good week.
We made it through another week, thank God.
We did. There was politics, but I won't talk about it. But it happened, as it seems to do every week.
Oh, Lord. You're talking about the Davos convention.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of people think of Time Lords and stuff. But that's Davros.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty busy week for me. Mostly just work and stuff. I finally managed to get all of the embroidery floss that I have into well, actually I'm going to show you. Let me pull up the B-roll here. So my embroidery floss looked like this, okay?
Yeah.
It looked like this, and then I spent weeks spindling all of it and cutting little pieces of cardboard. And I would write all the numbers, and then I would spin them on these pieces of cardboard with my hand drill.
Okay.
Like I would clamp the piece of cardboard in the little teeth of the drill, and then I would just spin the embroidery floss onto the cardboard. It was actually pretty. And then I organized it all into this little cabinet that I have.
So that's why. I was wondering, so why did you do that? I could do this.
So this is like a
It's a slide cabinet.
It's an X-ray slide cabinet.
Yeah.
From a dental clinic from the 60s that they were going to throw out at the University of Alberta, and I said, "Hey, I can find a use for this." Well, 8 years later, I finally found a use for it.
You had to learn embroidery, but
yes. Anyways.
Cool.
So that took me forever to do, but I feel proud of myself because I stuck to it, and it really took a long time. Anyways, that's enough about us. Before we dive in, let's hear from Oak and Crow Coffee, because nothing pairs with mild industry despair like caffeine. Oh, my ad's not going to play. How about now? There we go. If your coffee needs more soul, more character than your usual brew, Oak and Crow fits that space. Specialty coffee with an attitude. Roasted with punk and metal energy straight out of New York's indie scene. Bold, no-nonsense blends, darker roast, nothing fussy, just coffee that feels intentional. If that's your kind of cup, brew with Oak and Crow at oakandcrow.com. Nice.
Nice.
And thank you to Jacob for working with us to get that ad going. We actually have a couple of lovely people that we know in the UK are going to be working to produce a new voiceover for that ad so that I'm not introducing the ad and then playing the ad with my own voice. So, you know. Anyways, tell your friends about the show. Thank you all for joining us on this Friday evening. We hope that you're all staying warm. The Discord has been pretty busy this week. People have been talking a lot about how horrible their days have been going, but also posting photos in the health and wellness channel, like keeping it all together. RTZ has been posting a few video game deals in the Gamestack marketplace, so you might want to check that out. I believe Espresso Tycoon is on sale, and Rustler Grand Theft Horse in Epic Games Studio. Grand Theft Horse is free on the Epic Store. So you might want to check that out as well. We don't have any new members, but are there any other topics of note from the Discord for you?
No. I've just remind people I've got the new channel there for the news.
Oh yeah,
links
that's
from
right.
The news.
Yeah, that's a great addition. So every episode that we produce now, Raven puts the links to the news articles that we talk about in that show news links channel in the Discord. And you can join the Discord by navigating to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/we just love games. And in the about section, the link to our Discord is there. Or you can just send us a message on Discord if you want, and we'll get you in. We'll get you in there. Anyways, let's kick off the news with this just in. Take it away, Raven.
From CBC News, London, Ontario, becoming Canada's unexpected video game hub. Big name companies and game development programs make London a perfect hub, industry insiders say. London, Ontario is a city of, 600, it's about 600,000 people.
Okay.
And their latest economic development plan highlights gaming as a growing sector to give the city a competitive edge. So they're big on this. The big developer there is Digital Extremes, who've written Warframe.
Yeah.
Another one is Doom Turtle. And as to why, there's grads from Fanshawe and Conestoga College and the University Waterloo that have been taking animation and computer science programs, so they've got the resources. And it's a nice city. I've been there. The Thames River flows through the middle, strangely enough, since it's named London.
It's like a baby. It's like Timu Thames.
It's like a little baby Thames. And up the road, actually, from London, Ontario, is Stratford.
Okay.
And watch Shakespearean plays. There's lots of parks there. It's a nice place. There's no big industries. It's got a university and college, so there's some nightlife there. But it's no Toronto or Montreal, but still, it's nice. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're from London, so what is your take on this? Like, do you feel like Ontario's becoming a little bit of the Silicon Valley for video game development?
I'm not from London.
No, you're from Ontario, though.
I'm from Ontario.
Sorry. Did I say London? I meant Ontario.
Yeah. I think it is in in southwestern Ontario it is. And there's a lot around Ottawa. Ottawa used to be very high tech, very digital. There was all sorts of, there was a big digital boom up in Kanata, like a suburb of the city. And there's still a lot of that, partially because the federal government is here. So if you're looking for government contracts, it helps to be just up the road.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, but it's encouraging that people are going to be pouring into London, Ontario.
Yeah, I wonder video game development is really taking hold across Canada. In general. We're seeing studios open up in Halifax. We're also seeing studios close down in Halifax, but that's on our last episode of Gamestack podcast if you want to listen to that. But there's studios in Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver, Toronto, of course. Um,
And it's kind of easy to do, really. I mean, how do
well,
you?
don't tell the developers that.
No. But if you want to set up a hub, I mean, the logistics, like the hardware and stuff like that,
Hmm.
it's like you just need several $1 million and buy a bunch of fancy equipment and slap it in a building, and then
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this develops a little bit more. I think video game development is a big undertaking, and we see more of these studios opening across Canada, and hopefully the industry leans into unionization a little bit
mm,
to protect the rights of video game developers, because that type of employment historically has been very precarious.
hmm
Yeah. Anything else on that article?
no, no, that's what I had.
Interesting.
And our next one is speaking of Halifax, is speaking of Ubisoft. Ubisoft continues to downsize. We had talked before about the Halifax development shop unionizing in December because there was
Hmm.
restructuring coming and they wanted to be safe, and apparently they weren't safe because they closed it down in January.
Hmm.
But the company's predicting $1 billion loss in this year. Their stock lost 40% in the last 5 days, and they've also now closed their Stockholm office. They've put together a new creative house structure where each structure has its own genre games and leadership, and they've canceled a bunch of games, including a Prince of Persia remake.
What other games for the listeners? I'm sure that they want to know
Oh
which
no, they
games are
didn't.
canceled.
Sorry, they only one they mentioned was Prince of Persia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They didn't. They just said they would be delaying other. I don't haven't seen. I mean they list the games sort of in each of the five silos, but it's hard to say what their theme is. They're different
I
genres,
find
different
it a little
focuses.
bit interesting that they canceled Prince of Persia because that game was pretty much complete. And
Well, it
the
was a
release
remake
date
of the
was like
game.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
they've canceled three new IPs, whatever they were. And sorry, there was nothing. I haven't seen anything in the articles, but maybe they figure their stock has died enough.
I mean, it sucks for the people who are getting laid off.
Well, and even the ones there, they're returning to 5 day a week in the office.
Yeah.
No more of this. I'm a developer, so I can sit on the beach with my laptop and work on programs. No.
I don't understand why they have a problem with that. People are so much more productive when they work remotely.
Well, I mean, creativity can be an issue if you want people but there's a balance to be had there. You could have people. You could argue that if you give people a long weekend, or at least, they would be more creative when they actually come into the office.
Yeah, it's sort of a thing that we're battling here in Alberta as well. It's a tricky time to be part of many of the industry giants, it seems. I wouldn't want to be working for Activision or Ubisoft or Microsoft. Despite that, it's probably the best realistic opportunity for most video game developers,
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately. But
One of my
yeah.
layoffs many decades ago was when I switched from a hardware software job into a software job in the same company developing test programs, and they downsized.
Yeah.
And I was the new hire, so oh well.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft is kind of cooked. They just haven't said it out loud yet.
Well, they're talking about yes, they're hoping to $2 million, $200 million in savings, but that's you also mentioned $1 billion loss, right?
Well, and
So
I also find it interesting how they say that their core focus going forward is that they will be focusing on open world games and live service games. But
Hmm.
isn't that exactly what they were already doing and badly? Like, I think that's pretty much what they were already doing for so many years. So,
But
what
maybe,
exactly?
maybe, maybe too expensively. Like maybe something as extensive as the Assassin's Creed series, with all the research that must have had gone into those.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just overkill.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, interesting.
Next up, we have. Oh, geez, why can't I get that? I did the wrong one. The best upcoming co-op games to look forward to in 2026, because we had talked before
Co-op
about
games.
socializing, and co-op is good.
Oh, that would be my doorbell for my Amazon package. Keep
Woo!
talking. I will just go grab that.
Woo! Maybe we get to watch an unboxing. Although I watched an unboxing the other day because I wanted to figure out how to put something that I bought back in the box with all the little pieces, and the guy never showed the box. So the best upcoming co-op games, you can make new friends, or you can make new enemies, I guess, through a co-op game. This There is 10 of these mentioned, but I'll go through 5 of them. The first one is Pokemon Pokopia, which I think a lot of people are familiar with that one.
Yeah.
And it's on the Switch, and that's coming out in March 26th.
So what is Pokemon Pokopia for the people who don't know?
I have never played it, so I don't know. But you can tell me. It's Pokemon.
Well, from the article, it says it's a life simulation spin-off of the mainline Monster Battle series that launches on Switch 2 in spring 2026.
Ah, yes. Sorry,
Um,
I needed to pop that up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so if you like games like Minecraft or Animal Crossing, this one you're gonna love. It does take the traditional Pokemon format, but it also offers sort of a cozy, open-ended experience where you play as Ditto, as a Ditto that has transformed into a human-like form. Um, and so your job is to turn a blank landscape into a thriving Pokemon paradise. So that looks like a lot of fun.
Thank you. And the next one I popped up was Oasis, which is on PC, PS, and Xbox, where you are. It says if you're a fan of dungeon brawlers, it just might be your thing. It's a group of cute little creatures wielding huge swords against the Dark Lord of Darkness.
This is
And
cute.
the
You're like a
soundtrack.
little fox or something.
Well, I'm not sure what you are. You're a cute little thing. I can't really tell from the picture, but and the soundtrack is by Tanaka,
Yeah.
Hip Tanaka. So the emphasis is on sliding around and pushing enemies off ledges and watching them fall into the abyss, because that's always fun.
Yeah. Lava. The floor is
Yeah,
lava.
yeah. And it'll support both co-op and online play.
Excellent.
And it has a fight party for when your friends get on your nerves and you just want to, let's just kill everybody. The next one is Dusk. Um, why did that? Dusk Blood, which is a vampire role-playing game.
Hmm.
It's you're multiplayer, and you have up to 8 players competing, looking for supremacy against other players and the environment. You take the role of a powerful vampire-like combatant, blood sworn, and I think I think you can either go against an opponent, or you can go against each other.
Nice. And which platform did you say?
and that is on the Nintendo Switch 2,
Oh, okay, great.
coming out sometime this year,
Sometime in 2026.
sometime in 26. The next one I looked at was Ikuba, the Frozen Compass, which I thought was appropriate for winter here. PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox, and it is a slower tale. It is it's a survival exploration game in the Arctic world, and you follow a cabin boy, Sam, and his loyal sled dog, Ellie. Their expedition was stranded on an uncharted Arctic island in 1864.
Hmm.
So you have to work together to survive the environment and uncover a mystery behind a lost expedition that just left traces. And it's co-op in that everybody has their own thing to do, and you uncover mysteries hidden by frost, but yours to thaw. So I'm not really sure
This
whether
looks
that means
so good.
get it. Yes, and it looks quite pretty. So
I definitely love that you get a canine companion.
yes, but the dog does stuff, does stuff.
As
So
long as the dog does not die, then I'm okay.
yes.
I don't like when that happens.
The next I looked at is called Hold Your King, which is seems simple. It's a physics-based platform, and you and your hopefully coordinated pal work together. What you have is you're trying to transport the king on a stretcher, and each of you is holding an end of the stretcher. And you go through these medieval courses with obstacles and gaps and things that you have to jump, and you have to keep up momentum and speed and balance. So communication is a big thing, so the king doesn't roll off down a hill or into a river. And they say it will be a royal challenge and one that we will sure to contribute to plenty of shouting matches. Because I can, no, the other left. Oh, you dropped your end of the stretcher. It's your fault again. So
Good team building.
good team
I don't know
building.
how I feel about the jumping puzzles, though. Shalene and I always struggle with the jumping puzzles. This looks like a lot of
Yes,
fun, though.
yes, it could be. And the last one I threw in is Forza Horizon 6,
Forza Horizon 6.
PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. I've never got into the really fancy racing games, but this is yet more installment of the game, and this time it is going to Japan.
Okay.
Set in the streets of Japan, of course,
Yeah.
and it just the Tokyo City and rural landscapes such as Mount Fuji. So a lot of pretty scenery to look at, but I'm not sure whether you have time when you're in a high-speed race down the highway.
But I think with Forza, from what I remember of Rick telling me about his gameplay,
Mm.
you can just sort of explore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Hmm.
Um, so next thing I wanted to talk about is backlogs.
Oh boy.
What games are stuck in your backlog? I'm an older guy, and I've got a to be read book pile of print books that's sort of teetering on my side table. But I'm also going to digital books, and they just hide in the computer, and you don't know about them. And the same with games. We used to have stacks of board games. You probably still have some board games, but digital games, I don't know. And some of them we just forget about them, but some of them maybe it's a game that you don't want to see the end credits. You don't want it to end.
Oh,
Or
that
maybe
was
it's a
Red
game
Dead
that
Redemption for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a game that you've hit a roadblock and it's just so bloody annoying. It's just you
Hmm.
can't stand it anymore. You're never going to look at it again. The author of this article, and the article, who's the article from? Okay, don't know. Sorry.
Kotaku. This is a Kotaku article.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zach Swyson.
Ah. Well, that's what that K is.
Mm-hmm.
So the two that he'd looked at, the first is Cyberpunk 2077. And he gets a little way into the game, and then he goes open world, and he says then he falls off. And once he gets into the city, it just feels boring. And he tries to find quests, and he gets bored, and
Well,
he
I
just can't
wonder. I mean,
get through quick.
I've done a couple playthroughs of Cyberpunk now, and I usually don't ever get bored. I would say, but also I'm not one of those people that would ever really get bored of a game.
Hmm.
I don't get bored of games.
Yeah, yeah. Like maybe it's maybe it's his choices in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one is Daggerfall, an Elder Scrolls game, and again that one he just can't get through the mechanics and the menus and the design, and he says he's a big Elder Scrolls fan, but he just doesn't like this particular one. And I haven't played Elder Scrolls for ages, so
So, what is your backlog?
my backlog, I'd have to look, I'd have to look through and see.
Outer Worlds, perhaps?
Yes, good one. Outer Worlds. I was really keen on Outer Worlds. I got about three-quarters of the way through, and I was excited when you told me that or I was in Outer Worlds 1, and I got excited about 2 was coming, and I thought this will be cool. We can get there. And I just, I don't know. I just got tired of the challenges.
Yeah,
You got to go here, and I was keeping a list and everything, so I'd know. Okay, you're on this planet. You've got to do this and this, so you should go here,
yeah.
because because that's the thing. You end up with all sorts of quests, and you forget that you have a quest. I think the game does remind you, but it doesn't always.
Yeah, for me it's Outer Worlds 2. I was making my way through that game and then I just sort of stopped playing it. I think it was because of Christmas. Christmas came and then I didn't have time for anything. And then I never went back to it. So it's definitely in my backlog.
If I was to go through my game list, there's a lot of games that are just sitting there because I just haven't bothered to go back. It's not that I don't like them or I don't. They're just, well, I guess there's not enough to get me going.
That's why we call it Gamestack. We just throw it on the stack. One day we'll get back to it.
So that'll be our stack.
Yeah, I suppose. What's on your stack? If you've got games that you want to share with us, write into Gamestack Podcast. You can write at info@wejustlovegames.com or post in the Mailstack channel. Let us know what you've got on your backlog that you've been struggling to get back to and why.
No judging. Yeah.
No judgment here. Cone of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, thank goodness it's Friday.
It is. Yes. Our next story is about a love story.
Are you getting ready for Valentine's Day? Is that what you're hinting at here, or?
I could be. It could be. There was the title is a $3,500 love story that started in an online horror game.
Huh?
There in 2017, a couple started playing Friday the 13th online. There's a Welsh cheesemaker and a woman in Virginia, and they chatted back and forth, and then she traveled several times across the Atlantic, and she never thought that she would do any more. She didn't even want to chat in the game initially, and she ended up. He proposed to her on a pier in Wales that I can't pronounce the name of, Aberystwyth maybe. But he proposed dressed as the game's main character, Jason Voorhees.
Right.
Because why not?
Yeah.
And they got married, and they've got a daughter now, and he's making cheese. And
I love that he's a cheesemaker.
yeah, Welsh
Like,
cheesemaker.
was it the cheese that roped her in and not the
Exactly.
game? These
Yeah.
are the questions we should be asking.
We should, yes.
You know, we have seen this happen before. Shalene, who is a co-host on the show, met her husband via video games.
Not a cheesemaker.
He's not a cheesemaker, although he is a bit cheesy sometimes. No, he moved. He ended up moving like across the country, and now lives with her, and they're married. Tim Twig met his partner, I think, via online community through Elder Scrolls or something like that. Yeah, there's all kinds of stories of people meeting just by playing video games. Those are the best stories because it's like, yeah. It probably happens a lot more than we think. Anyways, thanks for sharing that. That was good.
Yeah. And our next is about using video games for learning. In Saskatchewan, Canada here, Saskatchewan Polytech are using games to, as a, not to teach the skill directly, but as an assistant, they are teaching the commercial pilot program is using Portal 2 because it's crew resource management and is a thing, and communications. So they figure these skills in Portal 2 are similar to that. And the other one they're using is the lab technology program. They're using Being Human.
Okay.
And they're using that for the moral and ethical choices that are in the game.
Interesting.
Just so the students start. So now it's not. I'm not sure whether this is a mandatory part of, like, 20% of your course mark is successful completion of the game. But I think it's just something they want to do. They're also looking at using it for a geographical information science program and early childhood education program.
I always find it so funny that, like, and I'm sure it already happens, but why don't they use like Microsoft Flight Sim to train pilots? But I think that they actually do now.
They probably do.
I remember reading an article not too long ago how they actually use that to train pilots to a certain extent. They should use American Truck Sim to train truckers.
And they probably do.
They probably do.
Yeah. I mean, because like learning even the skill, even learning how to back up.
Yeah.
With the mirrors, it's just a thing that you just have to get.
It's
once you get it,
bit of an art. Yeah, it's a bit of an art too.
I mean, I would sit watching neighbors back at my house. I was playing the game back then. I'd watch a neighbor trying to back a trailer into their driveway or something. And
that's the best. And their spouse is like, "Nope, you're going the wrong way. No, you got to turn the wheel."
Yeah, the other left. Oh yeah, and they'll be surrounded by 3 people, all of them gesturing
Yeah.
differently. No, turn the other wheel. Turn the other.
Oh man.
But I was thinking, it'd be nice just to walk across the street and just let me do this. Just pull it out, straighten it up, back it in.
I learned a lot from playing American Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim. I also learned a lot from Farm Sim. But particularly, I gained significant spatial awareness about my own vehicle and other vehicles on the road because of those sim games. But I still can't back up a B train. Still can't.
No. And again, a skill. There's a trucker that I follow that's from southwestern Ontario, actually, and he drives a B train with all the time, and no problem backing it up like into little tiny spaces like this, down little roads and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it's just, he's got it,
Yeah. Oh man. I do enjoy video games that challenge me cognitively. I think that's why I like simulation games. Like, they are a bit cathartic and methodical, but to a certain extent, you do have to kind of know what you're doing. And you learn from the experience. Like, I learned how to shift an 18-speed transmission playing Truck Sim. I could probably get into like a 18-wheeler now.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah,
maybe shift my
yeah,
way through.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Or head out to a farm and help somebody on with their farming.
yeah, 4 miles. I see 4 Mile Farm is in the chat. I'm just gonna come and help you do some farming. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good.
Because you can drive that stuff now. Yes. Do you? The only problem with driving is when I go out. Well, the same. I've got a little car too. When you go out in your little car, it's it's different than driving in your big truck.
Definitely different, but it tricks me sometimes. I find that I'll push a button on my
Oh yeah,
steering
yeah.
wheel thinking that it's the button in the sim game and it's not.
No, no.
Like I have a button on my steering wheel that is a zoom button, so it zooms in the vision in American Truck Simulator.
Ah,
And the other day I went to push the button to like zoom in, but I was in my car and it wasn't zooming and
you turn the wipers on or something.
I couldn't see and like yeah.
I can't.
Anyways.
I can't zoom. And I in the game, I'm a chicken in the game. I drive an automatic all the time, but my car is a 5 speed.
That's hilarious. Because I'm the complete opposite, right? Like my
Mm.
car is an automatic, but I drive stick simulated.
No, I've been driving a standard for I don't know 60 years or
Yeah.
something. So
Yeah. Anyways, what games have you been playing that has taught you something? Um,
mm,
what games do you play as a learning mechanism? Right into the show, Mailstack, info at
mm,
We Just Love Games. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
mm. Next story is a sadder story.
Hmm.
Sega co Sega co-founder David Rosen, he died at 95.
Yeah, I heard about this. Sega co founder David Rosen has died. That's too
Yeah, back
bad.
on Christmas Day, but still, yeah, still a thing. He there's a we'll put a link in the show news links to the article. It's from the Guardian. And it's a long article, but it's quite good. He started off in Japan. He was an Air Force pilot there during the Korean War, and then in the 50s he noticed that Japanese civilians, needed to have ID cards with photos for whatever reason. So he started importing photo booths for this and started making lots on that. And then he expanded to tables and then coin operated machines and into the various arcade machines. And then he eventually got into the Sega Master Systems and then Genesis. So it was quite an interesting career.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that he's one of the veterans of video games, right?
Mm.
Like Sega Genesis was one of the early consoles,
Mm-hmm.
um, alongside the NES, right? Shortly
Yeah.
after, but yeah, I grew up
But
with Sega.
yeah. But I mean, he retired. He died at 95, but he retired at 96. So good on him. Like obviously, he's not somebody who kept working right to the very last minute. So
Yeah, that's interesting. Anyways, that is the news. We have a game science stake segment, so I'm gonna just roll the bumper.
mm.
That's our game science segment. No, just kidding. Take it away, Ravensview. I believe we have a sciencey article that you have to share with us.
We have a sciencey article about being bad at video games. Failure's okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
The
This
the
sounds right up my alley.
the author, he talks about, he fails at rogue-like games, he says, and he says that's a game where there's procedural generation, so every time is different. It has a high difficulty, and it has a permadeath. So
Yep.
when you die, you die. So there's a challenge, randomness, iterative learning, and he says that's what exposes his lack of skills. But he has two of them. One of the plays is Streets of Rogue, which he describes as Grand Theft Auto meets chaos. Um, Randomized top-down levels. Each player has unique abilities, from ninja to dweller or gorilla, and new learning curves all the time. And the other one he plays is Noita, physics and pixel graphics in a beautiful art form. It sounds like there's wizard classes and wands, and you have to cast and melt and explode and summon and chainsaw, and you just flick the wrong wand or something like this, and there it is, you've died again. And his third is Moonlighter, which is RPG type combat with shopkeeping and adorable pixelated faces. And you manage a store by night or by day, and by night you are in randomized dungeons in pursuit of loot to sell. And again, skills he doesn't have, but it's sometimes fun to play a game like that, just to he's described as embracing imperfections to reduce the fear of failure and open the door to play just for play's sake. Just, oh well, I suck at this game, but let's keep going.
Well, hey, our motto here at Gamestack Podcast is playing great games badly. So,
Oh.
I think I kind of understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a game. Probably, okay, I like to say that PUBG was one of the games that I was really bad at, but Rick and Shalene will tell you with 100% accuracy, I could shoot somebody. Like, I was really, really good in that game for some reason. I can't think of any other games where I played it because it showed a lack of skills. Usually when I play those games, I just like get angry and then go to do something that I know.
I know I'm bad at this.
Probably, well, I don't know, because I've always played like, even if I'm bad at games, I enjoy playing them. Tabletop games are a good example. So I'm really bad at Scrabble. Like, I almost consistently always lose. Maybe it's because my partner's just really good at playing Scrabble. But I still love playing it. Are there games that you play that you know you're bad at, but you continue to just play them because you enjoy it? You're like, every
No.
game?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, that's probably the long list of games. If I were to go through my list in on Steam to see, I'm afraid to even look to see how many games I have in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is our game science segment. Let's head on over into the stocks. As always, these stock prices are in comparison to the previous Friday. Sony closed out at 23.09, which is down 96 cents from the previous week. Microsoft closed up $6.09 at $465.95. Nintendo holding strong at $16.67, up just 5 cents. Take Two up $5.59 at $245.73. EA closed out a quarter cheaper at $2.04, 10-cent down $2.24 at $76.35, and Roblox closed out $13.16 lower than the previous Friday at $74.12.
Whoa.
Microsoft is up mainly because of broad tech strength and AI cloud optimism this week. Gaming isn't driving the move, it's just really along for the ride. Sony mostly flat to slightly up, moves with the overall tech entertainment sector rather than any specific PlayStation news. Nintendo is up on the continued optimism around the hardware-software sales of Switch 2 and the anticipation of future releases this year. Investors still Trio Nintendo as a very safe gaming play. Take-Two Interactive is slightly up, still supported by the long-term GTA 6 pipeline and strong franchise expectations, even with no new announcements. EA is roughly stable, as I mentioned. Recurring sports revenue keeps it predictable, so it doesn't swing too much week to week. Tencent Games is a modest move, mostly driven by general sentiment towards Chinese tech stocks rather than gaming specifically. And Roblox has had a softer week, being down, pressure from growth concerns and investors rotating towards larger, more diversified tech portfolios.
Ah.
The overall big picture for this week is that it's less about gaming news and more about broader tech market sentiment. The big diversified companies did better. The pure growth names sort of lagged behind. That is the stocks. We don't
Oh,
have any.
and just to add in, as I'd mentioned, the it's not on your list, but Ubisoft a week ago was 664, and now it's $4.
Yeah, yeah. Ubisoft is finished. They're so
Just
finished.
just
Or maybe it's a good time to buy the dip.
good done by. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We don't
Take
have
it
any.
from us. Our advice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We don't have any mail to open this week in the Discord, but I'm just gonna head on over into the Gamestack challenge, which was the challenge this week. Or sorry, last week was weather the storm. Post your in-game storms.
Mm.
Can be a monsoon, blizzard, tornado, sharknado, anything really. And yeah, so let's hop into it. This one here comes to us from Fire and Gasoline, and they said obligatory Radstorm pick in Fallout 76, and it's very good. They've got their character standing there with a Nuka-Cola bat, I think it is, and they're looking off in the distance to the settlement of Foundation, and it's got the classic bright green sky that we know and love of the rad storms in Fallout 76. Another screenshot here from Frankel's Konina. She says lightning storm created by the Momer sea elves in order to cause shipwrecks on the island of Canerthi's Roost, trying to keep them independent of the Three Banners War. I vanquished the chain storm, Atronach, and lifted the storm from the island. This is in Elder Scrolls Online. And it's a good shot. She's got, there's some lightning there and some fog. She's overlooking sort of the ocean, and there is this sort of battle platform. Battle platform, and there's two characters there. Looks good. Boss 2179 posted this one, says Sandstorm from Metro Exodus from from my 90th playthrough. All the storms, weather effects in this game are amazing, but here are my favorite. And he posts this one, which is actually such a good shot. I looked at this for a little bit because I actually thought that it was like some magical remastered version of Fallout New Vegas. Turns out it's Metro Exodus, but he's standing here with his sniper rifle, and he's looking over a valley in the desert, and there's some train cars that are sort of abandoned and train tracks that are falling apart, and on the cliff edge on the left-hand side of the photo there is this storm front that's rolling in. It looks really, really good. Really good. And he also shared this one of the actual sandstorm. And yeah, you really can't see anything. It looks real good. There's the sun is there at the top, but it's just like this brown haze over the desert. Looks very eerie. And this one is yours, Raven. Do you want to talk about this one?
This is this is ATS, American Truck Simulator, and we've got a mod added in for winter. And it does an effective job of throwing snow at you. It's not seen as the simulation of driving into snow where the snow just comes at you. It's even worse at night because your headlights make it worse. And the issue really is your visibility. I can know it looks like I'm doing 50 that'd be miles an hour in that game.
Yeah, 50 miles an hour,
But
which is
I'm
like what, 70 kilometers an hour?
70K, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would be nervous even at that speed, I think, because you can't see. And the AI traffic, of course, it doesn't care and just whizzing by. And if you slow down too much, you'll get rear-ended by somebody. So
And what mod is this?
I think that's the Grimes. That's the Grimes Winter mod.
Right, right.
Yeah.
This next
So the
one,
wipers sort of
this
work.
next one comes from RTZ13. He says, "I got some lovely Death Stranding weather for you." And if you
Hmm.
have never played Death Stranding, the storms in this game shake you to your core when you're playing. And I think mostly because it's sort of illuminated over this amazing soundtrack that the game has. But here he is in his Bridges car, and there's this giant cyclone
Mm.
starting to form next to the highway. It looks very scary. And also this snapshot of him at the top of the mount of a mountain somewhere, and he's in the middle of a blizzard. His equipment is all frozen over. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can
Mm.
zoom in a bit. Yeah, his equipment is all frozen over. He's all covered in snow.
Mm.
This is one of the loneliest games that you could ever play. You're actually a courier
Mm.
in like a futuristic world. But it's like kind of fantasy driven because there's this alien species that kills people, and it's just but you have to deliver like technology and supplies to various areas of the map. It's quite good. Here's another one of a beautiful fog over a valley.
Mm.
Again, he's in his little buggy car delivering some packages. And another one here of a storm as he's crossing a bridge. Great shots.
Oh.
And this one, he's flying through the air, I guess. There's a bunch of debris everywhere, so that's a bad time. Yeah. Here's a great shot of a thing we know, Fallout. This is, I
Mm.
believe, Fallout 4. The Starlight Drive-In. This is from Taz. He says, storm view from atop the movie screen and ground level at Starlight Drive-In. And he's in his power armor there.
Mm.
And I forgot to grab the second photo, so I'm just going to pull the Discord up here so you can see that. There's the rain there. Absolutely stellar challenge, Raven. That was a good one for the week. Lots of submissions. Have you got a new challenge for us?
Well, we had two challenges. I mentioned two. I'm not sure which one you liked better.
You just pick one. Just pick one.
I think I'd like us to try the game that you're stuck at. Your backlog game.
Okay, sounds good. So
Yep.
get back to your backlog.
Yes. Yeah. Find a game that's your backlog game and try it and throw up, I guess, an image either from, well, maybe an image showing, yeah. So see, this is why I hate this game.
This is why I never went back to it.
This is why I never went back. See, it's doing this.
Great. All right. That is the Gamestack Challenge. We will post that in the Gamestack Challenge channel in the Discord so that you remember it, and we'll pin it so you know where to look for it. Up next, what the community is playing. Yay! And we have a few screenshots and stories. This one first coming in. This is 4 Mile Farm. Well, this is not actually her, but this is her nanny in Ark Ascended. Survival Ascended, or but look at this, look at this beautiful beast of a nanny. She's just something to behold. I love how long her arms are and like how ginormous her hands. Look at how big her hands are. This is the type of nanny that instills the fear of Jesus into all the children.
Yeah.
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 Great submission. We also have this one from, who's this from? Taz. A view with a vertibird mod showing Survivor and Dogmeat flying in a vertibird. And this is in Fallout 4. It looks great. He also posts 2 screenshots from Icarus. This is views from his cabin porch in Icarus. And he's standing on a porch, and off in the distance there's some nice cascading, waterfalls and mountains in the background. Looks real nice. Another shot here of presumably the other side of his porch with some pine trees and a sort of a rock bank there. Looks good. Thanks for sharing those. If you would like to submit screenshots and stories outside of the Gamestack challenge, we encourage you to do so. You can do that by going to our Discord channel, We Just Love Games, and posting in the screenshots and stories channel. And we will show them on the show. Anyways, that was what the community is playing. Let's hop into what you and I have been playing this week, Raven. So I will hand the mic over to you. What have you been up to this week in terms of video games?
I have not been playing many games at all this week. I did some truck simulator, as you know, and I've been poking around again in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But again, that is just wandering around temples and.
This is in Greece.
In Greece, yes. So nothing much really. Been a busy week, but not a lot of time for games. But it's a challenge now. I'm gonna have to go through my list now. And
what's got you distracted this week?
Well, I had some blood, or not blood work, some heart monitor stuff that I had to do earlier, and then just working on my podcasting and my short stories and the pages for my novels and things like that. And it was my daughter's birthday, so she turned 44, which means I guess.
Yay!
Yeah, so it must mean I'm old too. So
young at heart.
Yes, but it was nice to visit her. She works for Elections Canada in a middle management communications type job, and really likes it. So.
Well, I have been also not playing a lot of video games this week. I think on Tuesday I played a bit of Truck Sim in the evening, or maybe on the weekend. I can't quite remember. I had every intention to fire up Animal Crossing because the new update that we've been waiting like 10 years for, but I just found myself unmotivated to turn on my Switch. Also compounded by the fact that I've been watching ponies. And
yes.
Also Australian Open is currently on. Carlo is upstairs watching tennis right now. I'm a little bit jealous because I'm not watching as well. So I will be watching tennis after the show tonight. But tomorrow morning, hopefully, I don't know if you're up for a haul, but we should definitely do a haul.
I think we could do a haul.
Yeah, with some coffee. Yeah,
coffee and snow.
Coffee and snow.
Because there's nothing better than driving in the snow when you're not in the snow.
Coffee and snow, and that is not code for crack cocaine.
No.
Yeah, I think I want to try to hop back into Outer Worlds 2 this week. I'm going to try to do that for the challenge. I really got to get back into Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know why I stepped away from it, but it's bothering me that I've stepped away from it. Yeah. Anyways,
I may look at Outer Worlds again.
I will be playing some tabletop games tomorrow night. I'm heading over to a friend's place to have some dinner and maybe pull out some mahjong or dominoes or something. We always like to play tabletop games at least once a month, so
Mm.
I'm looking forward to that. I've got them all hooked on Mahjong now. So the last time they were over and we played Mahjong, we played until like midnight, and we didn't even notice that it was midnight. We were having so much fun playing. So
Mm.
yeah, we'll probably get around to playing some fun tabletop games as well. Anyways, that is a show. Let's roll the commercial ad and then we'll do our outro. If your coffee needs more soul, more character than your usual brew, Oak and Crow fits that space. Specialty coffee with an attitude, roasted with punk and metal energy straight out of New York's indie scene. Bold, no nonsense blends, darker roasts, nothing fussy, just coffee that feels intentional. If that's your kind of cup, brew with Oak and Crow at oakandcrow.com. Have you got any plugs or announcements this week, Raven?
I could really plug me, I guess. I'm doing podcasting twice a week, and I've started reading Hardy Boys book from the early 1900s, and detective, two teenage boys, detective, a lot of action and stuff. And Fridays I post a writing challenge, a short story challenge. And I've also got a couple of novels that I wrote many years ago, and I pulled together all the links for that into my Substack, which is a link. You can go to ravensview.ca. That will take you to the Substack. You have to sign in, but it's a free sign up to get to it, so it's just it's just an easy process. And I've got links in there to all the various things that I'm doing. So.
Great. Awesome. Well, check that out if you are interested in hearing some of Raven's readings and his Substack, which is always very entertaining.
Mhm.
You don't forget you can write into the show at info@wejustlovegames.com. You can also write in at the Mailstack channel in our Discord. Please subscribe. Please submit your screenshots and stories and your Gamestack challenge. We'd love to see those every week. We will be back next Friday. We record the show live every Friday evening, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. We are also on Twitter. Sorry, X maybe when it's not
Mhm.
out or like when there's no outages. We Just Love Games. I don't even know if that account is still active. We're also on facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames, facebook.com/group/WeJustLoveGames. And of course, the chat after dark, our Discord community is the most live, active place where you can find us. We're also, in addition to recording the show live, we push it out to various podcast platforms: Amazon, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, most other platforms that you can find. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. We will shout you out. And I do have to apologize in advance. I'm not going to be able to get last week's or this week's show up until February 1st because in Shalene's flurry to get the remainder of the shows caught up and posted online, she used up the remainder of our data for uploads with our Libsyn account. So I now have to wait until a new month cycle to be able to upload more episodes. So you'll be able to catch those February 1st. But if you want to watch the recording, you can just go to our Twitch page and watch the VOD as well. Thank you all for listening. And Raven, have you got a last word?
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Don't eat the yellow snow. Okay, everyone. Good night.